Your 60s and beyond, the new chapter you can shape. Once we step into our 60s, our bodies begin to speak a new language, one we may not be ready for. You might notice you're not as strong as you once were. Stairs feel a little steeper. You tire more easily, and your balance doesn't feel as steady. This isn't your imagination. It's real. By the time you reach 80, you could lose up to half of the muscle mass you had in your 20s. That's a number that doesn't just live on paper. Every year, more than 300,000 older adults in the U.S. end up in the hospital due to falls, often caused by weaker muscles and slower reflexes. But here's the good news. That doesn't have to be your story. You don't have to settle for sitting on the sidelines. You don't have to give up your independence. In fact, many people in their 70s, 80s, and even 90s are still climbing stairs, lifting groceries, going for walks, and even dancing with friends. They're what some call super-agers. And no, they don't have special genes or secret powers. What they do have are smart habits, habits anyone can build. For years, we were told that slowing down is just part of getting older, that losing strength and balance is something we have to accept. But the latest science tells a different story. Yes, our bodies change, but those changes don't have to mean giving up the things you love. Because the truth is, how we age is shaped more by what we do every day than by the number on a birthday cake. And even better news, you don't need to become a gym rat or spend a fortune on fancy equipment. Just a few small, consistent changes can help you rebuild strength, feel more energized, and enjoy greater freedom in your day-to-day life. If you're not sure where to start, you're not alone. That's what I'm here for. In this video, I'll walk you through 7 simple, science-backed habits that support muscle strength and physical resilience. No matter your age, these habits are practical, gentle, and easy to weave into your daily life. You can do most of them at home, without special gear or long workouts. And over time, you may notice you feel steadier on your feet, less tired during the day, and more confident in your body again. Because let's be honest, aging well isn't about trying to be 25 again. It's about feeling strong enough to do what matters most to you. Whether that's picking up your grandchild, walking your dog, traveling with your partner, or just moving through the day without worrying about a fall. You deserve that kind of freedom, and it starts with you today. So I invite you to take this journey with me. Let's explore these 7 habits together and find what works best for you, not as a quick fix, but as a new way of living, with strength, purpose, and joy. If you'd like to keep learning more ways to stay healthy and active as you age, tap the follow or subscribe button on this channel. And I'd love to hear from you. In the comments, tell me what matters most to you when it comes to aging well. Is it staying mobile? Keeping your mind sharp? Feeling more energy each day? Whatever it is, your voice matters here. Because aging isn't the end of the story. It's just a new chapter, and you get to decide how it's written. Let's make it a great one. 1. The surprising secret to staying strong at 80 tiny doses of good stress. You've probably heard that stress is bad for you. And for the most part, that's true. But here's the twist. Not all stress is harmful. In fact, a little bit of the right kind of stress might actually help you stay strong, sharp, and independent even into your 80s. Scientists have a name for this idea. It's called hormesis. Now don't worry about the big word. All it really means is this: when your body faces a small challenge, like a quick blast of cold or a short break from eating, it doesn't break down. Instead, it gets stronger. Think of it like lifting weights. You challenge your muscles a little and they grow. Hormesis works the same way, but on a deeper level. Let's look at a few simple ways older adults are using this powerful concept to age with strength and energy. 1. Cold showers or cold water dips. This one might sound a little wild, but stick with me. Taking a cold shower for just 30 to 60 seconds a day, or even splashing cold water on your face and arms, can spark big changes inside your body. It activates brown fat, a healthy kind of fat that burns energy and keeps you warm. It also boosts something called mitochondria, tiny engines in your cells that help produce energy. And most importantly, cold exposure helps release a hormone called adiponectin, which protects your muscles from breaking down as you age. In places like Finland and Norway, where people often live well into their 90s, cold water dips are part of daily life. 2. The power of heat. Now let's flip the script. Heat works too. A relaxing soak in a hot bath or a few sessions in a sauna each week can activate heat shock proteins. These proteins help repair your muscle cells and slow down age-related muscle loss. One long-term study in Finland showed that people who used a sauna 4 to 7 times a week had up to 40% less muscle loss over 10 years than those who didn't. That's a big deal, especially when it comes to staying mobile and independent as you get older. 3. Intermittent fasting, letting your body clean house. Have you ever gone 14 hours without eating, say, finishing dinner at 6 p.m. and having breakfast around 8 a.m.? If so, you've already practiced a form of intermittent fasting. This simple shift gives your body a break from digestion and turns on a process called autophagy. That's just a fancy way of saying your cells start cleaning up old or damaged parts, making way for new, healthier ones. In a study of adults over 60, researchers found that just 12 weeks of timed eating improved muscle cell energy by 10% even without losing weight. 4. Gentle strength training without the gym. One more easy trick: isometric exercises. These involve holding a muscle contraction without moving. Try pushing your palms together for 10 seconds, or gently press your feet into the floor while seated. These short bursts tell your muscles, hey, stay strong. And because there's no jumping or joint pressure, they're ideal for older adults. Why this all works. Each of these small stressors triggers a healing response. Your body adapts, repairs, and grows a little stronger. They even activate special genes like FOXO and SIRT that help protect your muscles and extend your health span. You don't need to run marathons or live in a lab. Just a few minutes a day done consistently can help you move better, feel stronger, and stay independent. So the next time you think about aging, don't focus on avoiding every challenge. Instead, choose small, safe ways to gently push your body and give it a reason to thrive. Because getting older doesn't have to mean getting weaker. With a little good stress, you can keep your strength, your energy, and your freedom well into your golden years. 2. Why when you eat protein matters more than you think. As we get older, staying strong takes more than just a balanced diet. It takes smart choices, and sometimes, small changes make a big difference. One of the most common mistakes many people over 50 make is this. They eat enough protein, but they don't space it out during the day. Instead, they pile most of it into dinner. Sound familiar? Here's what the latest research tells us. As we age, our muscles don't respond to protein as efficiently as they used to. It's something called anabolic resistance. Basically, the body needs more support to build and maintain muscle than it did in your 20s or 30s. The good news? There's a simple way to help your muscles work better just by changing when you eat your protein. Instead of saving most of your protein for the evening, try spreading it across all your meals. Aim for about 25 to 30 grams of protein at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Here's why this works. Every time you eat a protein-rich meal, your body enters what experts call an anabolic window. This is a 3 to 4 hour period where your muscles are more receptive to absorbing nutrients, especially the amino acids and protein that help repair and grow muscle. If you skip protein in the morning and afternoon, you miss those early windows of opportunity. And over time, that can lead to gradual muscle loss, something many older adults face without even realizing it. So let's rethink that toast and coffee breakfast. Swap it for something like scrambled eggs, a Greek yogurt parfait, or a simple protein smoothie. At lunch, try grilled chicken, salmon, cottage cheese, or even a hearty lentil soup. And at dinner, keep the balance going with lean meat, beans, or tofu stir-fry. Here's the proof. A study from the University of Texas found that when older adults evenly spread their protein intake over the day, muscle growth increased by more than 20% in just 12 weeks. These folks didn't change their workouts or lifestyle. They just adjusted when they ate protein. On average, they gained about 1.2 pounds of lean muscle just from better timing. That's pretty impressive for something so simple. But there's more to it than timing. Quality matters too. Some proteins are called complete, which means they provide all the essential amino acids your body can't make on its own. These include foods like eggs, fish, poultry, and dairy. Whey protein found in some powders and drinks is also a great choice. If you follow a plant-based diet, you can still get what you need. Just make sure to combine foods like rice and beans or hummus and whole grain bread to create a full amino acid profile. Here's why this all matters. As you get older, keeping your muscle isn't just about strength. It's about balance, blood sugar, energy, and your ability to move around safely and independently. Losing even a small amount of muscle can affect how steady you feel on your feet. It can make everyday tasks harder, from climbing stairs to carrying groceries. But with just a bit of planning, you can slow that loss and even build back some of what's been lost. You don't need fancy powders or expensive diets. Just thoughtful choices at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So, the next time you're planning your meals, ask yourself, did I get enough protein this morning? Because building strength isn't something that happens all at once. It's something that happens meal by meal, day by day. And the reward? More energy, more freedom, and the confidence to keep doing the things you love well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. 3. The muscle vitamin that keeps you strong as you age. When we think about getting older, most of us expect a few changes. A little stiffness, slower recovery, and maybe less strength. And when people talk about vitamin D, they usually bring up bones and calcium. But here's something you might not hear often. Vitamin D isn't just about bones. It plays a powerful role in keeping your muscles strong and your body steady. Some researchers even call it the muscle vitamin. Why? Because vitamin D helps your body make proteins and keeps your muscle cells working the way they're supposed to. Without enough of it, your muscles may slowly weaken, even if you're eating right and staying active. And here's what's truly surprising. Over 80% of older adults in the US have lower than ideal levels of vitamin D. You might not feel it right away. There might be no obvious signs. But silently, your body can begin to lose strength. Balance may suffer, and simple tasks can become harder. When your vitamin D levels are too low, important parts of your body's muscle-building system start to slow down. In plain terms, even if you're doing all the right things, you may still feel tired, stiff, or weaker, just because your body is missing this one key piece. So what's the right level of vitamin D for older adults? Studies suggest that having a blood level above 40 nanograms per milliliter helps protect muscle mass and keeps your body moving smoothly. But here's the problem. Many older folks test below 20, which is considered a serious deficiency. That might help explain why you can feel slower, less steady, or more at risk of falling, even if your lifestyle hasn't really changed. As we age, our ability to make vitamin D from sunlight drops sharply, by as much as 50% compared to when we were younger. And if you spend most of your time indoors, wear sunscreen regularly, or don't eat many vitamin D-rich foods, it's even harder to keep levels in a healthy range. On top of that, some common medications, especially those for blood pressure or diabetes, can block the way your body uses vitamin D. So what can you do? Most experts now suggest that adults over 60 may need between 2,000 and 4,000 units of vitamin D each day, a lot more than the old standard of 600. But don't guess. The best way to know where you stand is with a simple blood test. It gives you a clear number to work with and helps your doctor recommend the right plan for you. In addition to taking a supplement, you can also boost your levels naturally. Fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel are excellent sources. Egg yolks and fortified dairy products can help too. Even your breakfast cereal might be doing you a favor. Many brands are now fortified with vitamin D. But there's one more important detail you should know. Vitamin D works best when it's paired with something called vitamin K2. Vitamin K2 helps your body send calcium to the places it belongs, like your bones, and keeps it from ending up in your arteries, which can happen if you take high doses of D without balance. You can find K2 in fermented foods like aged cheese, certain types of fermented soybeans, and meat from grass-fed animals. So no, it's not about chasing perfection. It's about creating balance. Optimizing your vitamin D is a small step, but one that can lead to big changes. It can help you stay steady on your feet, keep your muscles working the way they should, and help you enjoy more freedom and energy in your day-to-day life. One simple number in your blood can be the difference between slowing down and staying strong. And the best time to take control of that number is today. 4. The quiet threat that steals your strength and how to fight it naturally. As we grow older, most of us expect a few aches and pains, but there's something going on inside the body that many people don't even realize is happening, and it can quietly chip away at your strength and muscle over time. It's called chronic inflammation, and unlike the swelling or redness you see when you have a cut or catch a cold, this kind of inflammation doesn't make itself obvious. It builds up slowly, quietly, and without much warning. But the effects are real. It wears down your muscles. It interferes with how your body builds and repairs tissue. And it can make your best efforts like eating healthy or exercising less effective. In fact, research shows that people with high inflammation lose muscle faster, even if they're doing everything right. One study from Tufts University found that older adults with high inflammation levels lost muscle mass 3 times faster than those with lower levels. Think about that. 3 times faster. So if you want to hold on to your strength, balance, and energy, managing inflammation isn't optional. It's essential. The good news is, you don't need expensive treatments or complicated plans. There are simple, natural habits you can build into your daily routine to calm inflammation and protect your muscles. Step 1. Get better sleep. Deep, restful sleep is one of the best ways to lower inflammation naturally. Aim for 7 to 8 hours each night. When your sleep is interrupted, your body produces more chemicals that signal inflammation. Even a few bad nights in a row can raise inflammation levels by 40%. And that doesn't just make you tired. It slows down recovery, weakens muscles, and leaves you feeling drained. Step 2. Take care of your gut. A healthy gut is about more than just digestion. It's closely tied to your immune system and plays a key role in managing inflammation. As we age, the balance of good bacteria in the gut can shift in the wrong direction. To keep things on track, eat more fiber-rich foods like vegetables, fruits, and whole grains. In many of the world's healthiest communities, people eat over 30 different types of plants each week. Also try to include fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, miso, or sauerkraut. These help restore the good bacteria your gut needs to stay in balance. Step 3. Move your body the right way. Exercise is one of nature's best anti-inflammatories. But there's a sweet spot. Pushing too hard, too often, can actually raise inflammation, especially as we age. Instead, go for moderate movement most days. Walking, swimming, or even gentle stretching can do wonders if you feel up to it. Add 1 or 2 slightly more intense sessions per week, but only if your body feels ready. Consistency is more important than intensity. Step 4. Eat with inflammation in mind. What you put on your plate can either feed inflammation or help fight it. Foods rich in omega-3s like salmon, mackerel, and flax seeds have been shown to lower key inflammation markers. So have spices like turmeric and plant compounds found in things like berries, green tea, and extra virgin olive oil. In one 12-week study, older adults who consumed a mix of omega-3s, turmeric, and plant nutrients saw nearly a 30% drop in blood markers for inflammation. They also reported better strength, more flexibility, and improved balance. So yes, these small changes really do make a difference. And managing chronic inflammation isn't just about saving muscle. It's about helping you think more clearly, digest food more easily, and reduce your risk of serious problems like heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and even memory loss. You're not just trying to live longer. You're trying to live better. And by calming the quiet storm of inflammation, you can hold on to the strength, energy, and independence that help you enjoy every single day. Start with one step. then build from there. Because small habits, done consistently, can lead to big changes, especially when it comes to aging well. 5. The small nutrients that make a big difference for muscle strength as we age. When most people think about staying strong in their later years, they usually focus on the big things like eating enough protein, exercising regularly, and getting quality sleep. But there's another piece of the puzzle that often gets overlooked: micronutrients. These are the vitamins and minerals your body needs in tiny amounts, but they have a huge impact on your overall health and strength. As we age, our bodies naturally become less efficient at absorbing and using these nutrients. And just when we need them most to fight off inflammation, stay mobile, and protect our muscles, our systems may be running low. You can think of it this way. Even if you have a solid workout plan and a healthy diet, if you're not getting the right micronutrients, it's like trying to build a house without nails or bricks. Things just won't hold together the way they should. Let's take a closer look at some of the most important micronutrients for muscle strength and how they quietly help you stay active and independent. Magnesium, the muscle helper you might be missing. Magnesium is involved in over 300 functions in your body. Many of these are directly related to your muscles, your nerves, and your energy levels. One study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults with healthy magnesium levels had 30% stronger grip strength than those with even mild deficiencies. That's a big difference, especially when you're trying to open a jar or carry a grocery bag. The problem is, more than 70% of older Americans don't get enough magnesium. That's mostly because our modern diets often lack foods like leafy greens, whole grains, nuts, and seeds. To boost your intake, try adding foods like spinach, almonds, black beans, or even a square of dark chocolate. And in some cases, a magnesium supplement such as magnesium citrate may help, especially if digestion has become a challenge. Creatine, not just for gym buffs. You may have heard of creatine as something young athletes take to build muscle, but it turns out that it can also be a powerful tool for older adults. Just 3 to 5 grams of creatine a day can help your muscles produce energy, stay stronger, and even support memory and brain health. A study from McMaster University found that creatine may actually help older adults preserve muscle and improve cognitive function. That's a win-win for both your body and your mind. Vitamin B12, energy for your muscles and nerves. Vitamin B12 is one of the most important nutrients for muscle strength and nerve function. But here's the tricky part: as we get older, our bodies absorb less and less of it. Certain medications, like metformin or acid reducers, can also make this worse. And when you don't get enough B12, you might start feeling weak, tired, unsteady, or even forgetful. That's why it's a good idea to have your B12 levels tested. If they're low, your doctor may recommend a supplement, usually in the form called methylcobalamin, which is easier for your body to use. The underrated trio: zinc, selenium, and chromium. These 3 minerals don't get as much attention, but they play critical roles in keeping your muscles fueled and protected. Zinc helps your immune system and supports muscle repair. Selenium acts as an antioxidant, defending your body from stress and inflammation. Chromium helps regulate blood sugar, which is key to keeping your muscles energized throughout the day. In a study from Tufts University, older adults with healthy levels of these minerals maintained over 20% more muscle mass over 5 years compared to those who were deficient. That's no small benefit, especially when it means staying on your feet, avoiding falls, and enjoying daily life with more ease. The smart way to supplement. Now, before you run out and buy a handful of pills, remember, more isn't always better. Taking random multivitamins without knowing what your body truly needs can lead to waste or even problems. The best approach is to have your nutrient levels checked through simple blood tests. Then, with help from your doctor or dietitian, you can target exactly what's missing and give your body what it really needs. In closing, think of your muscles as the engine that keeps you moving. And think of micronutrients as the oil that keeps that engine running smoothly. Without them, even the best fuel like protein or exercise won't work as well. So if you're serious about staying strong and active into your 70s, 80s, or beyond, don't ignore the little things. Because sometimes it's the quiet helpers behind the scenes that make the biggest difference in how you feel each day. And with the right support, Growing older doesn't mean growing weaker. It means getting wiser and stronger in all the ways that truly matter. 6. Keeping the brain-muscle connection strong as you age. When we talk about staying strong as we grow older, we usually think of protein, exercise, and getting enough rest. But there's another key part that doesn't always get the attention it deserves. It's the connection between your brain and your muscles, a small but powerful link called the neuromuscular junction. This is where your brain sends signals to your muscles, telling them when to move. Every step you take, every time you lift your arm, or catch yourself from tripping, it all depends on this vital connection working smoothly. As we age, this system can start to slow down. Your muscles might still be strong, but the communication between your brain and body may not be as sharp. That can lead to slower reaction times, unsteady hands, poor balance, and even a greater chance of falling. According to research from the University of Michigan, this decline can begin as early as your 60s, often before you notice any real muscle loss. That's why it's important not only to protect your muscles, but also to keep the pathways that control them in good shape. So what's the secret to keeping that brain to muscle link strong? Let's take a closer look. Move with purpose. Coordination matters. Not all exercises give your brain and muscles the same kind of workout. Going for a walk is a great habit, but it's not quite enough to keep your neuromuscular system sharp. Activities that involve coordination and quick thinking are much more effective. Think dancing, tai chi, ping pong, or even a light game of tennis. These types of movement require you to respond quickly, shift your weight, and stay mentally alert. That's exactly the kind of challenge that helps your brain and body stay in sync. One study from 2020, published in the Journal of Physiology, showed that older adults who danced twice a week improved their brain-muscle connection by over 30%. That's a big boost, and it proves that combining physical movement with mental focus really works. Feed the connection nutrients that help. Certain nutrients also play a big role in supporting this important connection. For example, alpha-lipoic acid and L-carnitine are two natural compounds that help protect your nerves from damage and deliver energy to your muscles. They act like protectors, helping your system run more smoothly. Special forms of vitamin B1, like benfotiamine, help your nerves send stronger, clearer signals. This vitamin also boosts something called acetylcholine, a chemical your body uses to send messages from your brain to your muscles. There's also huperzine, a natural extract from a plant used in traditional Chinese medicine. Some early studies suggest it may help keep the connection between nerves and muscles strong by supporting those same signals. If you're thinking about supplements, be sure to check with your doctor first, especially if you're taking other medications. Breathe to strengthen the signal. This one might surprise you. Simply breathing in the right way can help improve brain-muscle communication. Try box breathing. It's simple. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold for 4. Exhale for 4. Then hold for another 4. Repeat that for a few minutes each day. This type of breathing activates the vagus nerve, a key part of your nervous system that helps regulate balance, heart rate, and coordination. It's an easy, drug-free way to keep your nervous system healthy. Train your brain, it helps your body too. Another powerful way to protect your brain-muscle link. Keep your brain busy. Research from Columbia University shows that older adults who challenge their minds with puzzles, card games, or even learning new hobbies also move better. Their steps are steadier. Their reaction times are quicker. Why? Because when your brain stays sharp, your nerves stay sharp. And when your nerves stay sharp, your muscles know exactly what to do. The takeaway: your body doesn't move on its own. Every motion begins in your mind and flows through the neuromuscular junction. It's like the wiring in a house. If the wiring is damaged or weak, even a powerful motor won't run right. By moving with purpose, eating the right nutrients, breathing with intention, and keeping your brain active, you're not just staying fit. You're protecting the vital link that allows your muscles to respond, your balance to hold steady, and your independence to stay intact. And that's something worth working on every day. 7. The most powerful anti-aging habit you can start today. If there's one thing you could do, to feel stronger, move better, and hold on to your independence as you age. It would be this: progressive resistance training. Now, I know that sounds technical, but stick with me, because this single habit has been shown time and time again to help older adults rebuild strength, increase energy, and feel more confident in their bodies again. We're not talking about becoming a bodybuilder. This is about something much simpler and much more important. It's about helping your body hold on to the muscle that keeps you walking, climbing stairs, lifting groceries, and staying on your feet without fear of falling. As we get older, our bodies naturally lose muscle, about 1 to 2% per year after the age of 60. That might not sound like much, but over time, it adds up, and that loss is one of the biggest reasons so many people in their 70s and 80s start to feel weaker, slower, and more dependent on others. Progressive resistance training, let's just call it strength training, helps stop that decline in its tracks. The idea is simple. You start with a manageable weight or movement and slowly increase the challenge over time. That might mean lifting a slightly heavier weight, doing one more repetition, or trying a new movement that gets more muscles working together. The key is progress. Your body needs a reason to get stronger, and small increases in challenge are exactly how you give it that reason. You don't have to train like an athlete. You just need to move with purpose and allow your muscles to respond. What's even more powerful is focusing on full body exercises. Movements like squats, rows, and presses work several muscle groups at once. These not only build strength, they improve balance, coordination, and even your metabolism. One trick that works especially well for older adults is slowing down the lowering part of each movement. For example, if you're standing up from a chair, try taking 3 seconds to sit back down. That simple shift can give your muscles more time under tension without adding extra weight or risk. Researchers at the University of Alabama found that adults in their 70s who followed a 12-week strength training routine gained over 3 pounds of lean muscle and improved their overall strength by 35%. They didn't make big changes to their diet or daily routine. They just showed up, did the work, and gave their bodies the chance to respond. And the benefits went beyond muscles. They saw better blood sugar control, improved bone density, and even sharper thinking. So why don't more older adults do strength training? Because they think it's dangerous. But the truth is, doing nothing is far riskier. Lifting very light weights over and over again just isn't enough to wake up aging muscles. In contrast, properly guided strength training helps reduce the risk of falls, boosts energy, and makes daily tasks easier, not harder. No matter your starting point, your muscles are still capable of responding, whether you're 60 or 85. The potential is still there. What you need is the right plan, some patience, and a little courage to begin. Because what's truly scary is not aging. It's giving up the chance to get stronger, simply because you believe it's too late. But it's not too late. Start where you are. Find a safe, supportive routine, and make strength training part of your weekly rhythm. You may be amazed at what your body can still do, and how much better you feel because of it. Your future self will thank you, and your present self will feel more capable. Every time you get up, move with purpose, and say yes to one more day of strength. Conclusion: rebuilding strength doesn't start with youth, it starts with one small choice today. Getting older changes some things. Your hair might turn silver, your skin may soften, and you might move a little slower. But age doesn't take away your strength, your worth, or your ability to grow stronger. What we've talked about here is not wishful thinking. It's real. It's backed by science. And it's designed to help people just like you feel stronger, move better, and live with more independence every single day. The best part? You don't have to do everything at once. You only need to begin with one step. Just one. That might be adding more protein to your breakfast, taking a short walk after lunch, or stepping outside for 15 minutes of fresh air and sunshine. Studies show that small, steady habits can lead to powerful results over time. There's no magic pill, But there is a path, and it's never too late to start walking it. Let's talk about food. Simple changes matter. Try replacing your morning cereal with a hard-boiled egg and some fresh fruit. Add a handful of leafy greens to your lunch, or stir in some lentils or chia seeds for a fiber boost. Instead of reaching for soda, fill a glass with water and squeeze in a slice of lemon. Aim to eat fatty fish like salmon or sardines twice a week. They're rich in omega-3s, which help your heart, brain, and muscles stay strong. Add in a little fermented food too. A spoonful of Greek yogurt, a few bites of sauerkraut, or a small glass of kefir can all support a healthy gut. And no matter what, stay hydrated. Drink water throughout the day, even when you're not feeling thirsty. On the lifestyle side, focus on rest, breathing, and connection. Make time for good sleep. Practice deep, calming breaths, and keep your mind engaged. Read, learn something new, or call someone you care about. And please, don't think of exercise as something meant only for younger folks. Even 2 light strength sessions a week can help improve your bone density, flexibility, and balance. This isn't about trying to be 25 again. It's about living fully, with the body you have, the wisdom you've earned, and the life you still get to enjoy. If you've read this far, I already know you have what it takes: the will, the heart, the curiosity. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin. Even the smallest step puts you ahead of where you were yesterday. So share this message with someone you care about: a friend, a neighbor, a spouse, or anyone who deserves to live the next chapter with more strength, energy, and confidence. And if this message spoke to you, tap follow or like so you don't miss the next tip, the next story, the next piece of helpful advice. Because growing older isn't the end. It's the start of a brand new chapter, one you get to write with intention, with resilience, and with joy. And it all begins today with you.